Hi everyone, and welcome to my Zoom on demographics. Whoa, demographics. I know a lot of people, hopefully you've kind of got the basic grasp of demographics and what they are, but it's just a way of defining an audience and defining a market. And it's kind of been coming up a lot for me lately because I've been helping a lot of people with their bundles, with their Blue Sky private label products. And it's kind of interesting. I had someone come to me the other day and they said they'd made a product a long time back and they felt the product was a failure. And I looked at it and I'm like, this isn't a failed product, this is a great product. But I think the problem was you didn't have a defined audience for the product. And this is something I've seen again and again, especially with bundles. A lot of people make a bundle and they go, this is a great product. It's got two really popular products in, like, I don't know, games or really popular toys. And they'll put two popular toys together, like two Fisher-Price toys. But it's hard to sell that. Let me mute, there we go. It's kind of hard to sell popular products bundled together without a particular audience in mind. And it's hard to sell anything without a particular audience in mind. So something I've been really thinking on is the importance of having a target audience and a target market. Like whatever you have to sell, you can sell it as long as you have a clear view of who you want to sell it to. So this Zoom is going to be about demographics. I'm going to use Facebook Audience Insights. Let me share that with you. I'll give you the link to it so that you can access it and play along at home. That's the link to Audience Insights. Hopefully you actually have it set up on your Facebook screen. If you don't, no problem. You should be able to click on that link and bring it up in your Facebook, assuming you have a Facebook account. Also, I'm going to give you a link right now. Let me give you this link. And this is kind of an introduction to demographics. So if you click that IS Apps Axiom Personix, that should bring you up a screen which asks you some questions. Let me bring it up on my screen. Let me share this. So if I share my screen, you should be seeing my screen now, and it has this questionnaire, this Axiom questionnaire, and it has your age, your marital status. You can put your age, marital status, whether you rent, whether you are a homeowner, the age of your oldest child, and your household income and your household net worth. And you select those, and then it will take you to another screen. Is everyone... Oh, I've lost myself. That's, you know, I feel like the Radiohead song. It's like, for a minute there, I lost myself. There we go, I'm back. Okay, so hopefully everyone's done that, and then you go through it, and it should tell you what your status is, what kind of person you are, what cluster you fit into. And this is kind of cool because it will divide you into one of 70 clusters within 21 life stage groups. So I think it's really easy to think of life stages in terms of going to school, new baby, the different school ages, sort of like the toddlers, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, graduation, I guess buying a house, new baby, and then sort of like getting older, empty nest, children leaving school, and then getting older and then being dead. Is being dead a life stage? I don't know, but funerals and such things are definitely a market, shall we say. So no one's talking to me in the chat. I hope I'm kind of making sense. And I hope you've all done the questionnaire and found out what cluster you are in. My cluster, let me see what my cluster was. was, I'm in work and play. So it says, I'm an unmarried parent with mixed age children, ranking above average for income and net worth, devoted to sports. They really know me well, that they can either pursue individually for fitness or enjoy with their children, such as basketball or volleyball. Work and play are into shopping, media, and travel, and reflect the mix of ages in the household, which can range from toddlers to teenagers. These parents buy family necessities as well as electronics such as, let's say, game systems, TVs, cell phones, name brand clothing, and shoes for their kids. Let me post the link again. That's the link. So it's just a little questionnaire that takes you very basic demographics and gives an idea of, oh, it's making me laugh. He says people buy shoes for their kids, and it gives an idea of the kind of things you buy, the kind of activities you enjoy in that cluster, and your household. So I'm going to give you another link. This is something to save for later. I posted it in my group Blue Sky last night. If you're not in the Blue Sky group, please consider joining. It's free, it's a fun group, and it's growing very fast. It's about creating your own products that sell, marketing your own products. So I'm giving you another link. This is one to save for later. I posted it in Blue Sky, and it's pretty awesome because it's a book of different clusters. It tells you all about the different clusters you live in, and the different types of people there are. And this is awesome if you're planning a product. If you're thinking about selling a product to a particular demographic, and this is great if you're thinking in terms of like Mother's Day, Father's Day, wedding gifts, and you kind of realize that there are lots of different demographics of people going through all these things. There are sort of mothers and fathers living in very different circumstances with very different activities. I think it's a very interesting book to browse through and get some inspiration from. So where I was going to go with this, so save that for later, the PDF file that I just shared with you, because I think it's really interesting. I think there's a lot of information in that. And it's really easy to follow as well. It's a very simple book to follow. I want to make this about the Audience Insights tool in Facebook. So let me share the link once more to Audience Insights. I shared it earlier, but I'm going to post it again, and this is what we're going to talk about now. Let me just cut and paste that and post it in. So if you go to Audience Insights now, I'm going to share it on my screen. Jeff, I may have to buy that screen because I don't have enough room to share everything. Let me bring it up now. Okay, Google Chrome, share my screen. Okay, so now you should be able to see my Audience Insights. I'm just hiding some windows so I can actually see what I'm doing. And it says choose an audience to start. So I'm just going to go with everyone on Facebook for now. If it's the first time you've run it, there might be like a little tutorial or something like that comes up. It's a fairly new tool in Facebook, but it's really interesting. It's really powerful. And Audience Insights is when you're thinking of starting a marketing campaign on Facebook. And you can sell pretty much anything on Facebook. Facebook is just a way of building awareness. It can be whatever you want. It can be you've created your own Facebook page or group. It could be like a political thing. It could be a non-profit. It could be a campaign. You might want to promote that on Facebook. It could be a product you've created. And that's where we're going to kind of focus now, because this is really about products and selling products. And what's nice about Facebook is you can promote a product from any platform. You can promote it from your own website. If you've built a Shopify website or a Weebly website, you can promote that on Facebook. You can promote products on eBay. You can promote products that you're selling on Amazon. And it's pretty interesting. I'm going to look at this though from more of a point of view of getting inspired as to what products may be popular and what products people may be looking for, what kind of audiences there are. Now, I don't know how many people are here who are in the bundle group, but the focus of most of the bundle casts we've done, and I've done a bundle cast for each main holiday, and I'm going to be doing a bundle cast for back to school bundles. But the focus on bundle casts has been very much on finding audiences, finding unique target audiences and selling to that audience. So we did Mother's Day, for example, and we said, well, Mother's Day can be all about hearts and flowers and bubble bath, but not many mothers are actually like that. Not many mothers say, you know, all I want in my life is hearts and flowers and bubble bath. There's a lot of very different types of mothers out there. There's mothers who ride Harley Davidsons. There's mothers who like My Little Pony. There's mothers who like Hello Kitty. There's like mothers who go to goth clubs and have nose piercings and tattoos and drink Jack. I don't know any mothers like that. But there are mothers of all different stripes and all different types, demographics, ethnicities, like all kinds of different people. And the more specific you get with your product, and a lot of people talk about niche marketing, the more specific, the more you get into niches and can picture real particular people, the more successful your product is likely to be selling. And we've found this with bundles like over and over again. The bundles that are very specific and have a very clear target audience in mind tend to sell fast. I know, I think Leanne was sharing her pre-K bundles, and she did like amazing educational homeschool pre-K bundles, and she had a very specific, clear demographic in mind. And those do really well. Whereas if you take just two popular products, put them together, even though they're popular products, it can be hard to sell them just because they're not aimed at a particular audience. You have to start with the audience. So this is kind of where I'm coming at when we look at audience insights. So it's really intended to help you choose your audience on Facebook, but I want to share it in a way for getting inspired in general. So let me move my screen around a bit so I can see what I'm doing. Cool. So I still can't see it. Hold on 1 second. Let me make that a little bit smaller. All right, I can see what I'm doing now. So what we see on here, this is all of Facebook. So it's kind of interesting. It tells us that Facebook is slightly skewed towards women. It's 54% women, 46% men, and it breaks down the age. And what I think might be interesting to people is I think Facebook is a little bit older than we might imagine. I think we tend to think of Facebook as appealing to young people. And it's actually kind of interesting. When I talk to my daughter, she laughs at Facebook. She says it's totally for old people. She's all about Kik and Instagram and a bit of Tumblr. And she's 14. So I do think things are changing a bit. I think the age of Facebook people is getting older, which is interesting because it started as being aimed for college kids. So it very much started in the 18 to 24 bracket, but that audience has kind of grown up. And now a lot of the people that were in the 18 to 24 bracket when it started are in their 30s now. So that's kind of an interesting thing to notice with Facebook, is that the audience is getting older. Now, Audience Insights gives us a lot of information. Just going through the top, you can see page likes. This is kind of cool. You can see what people are into on Facebook. The most popular websites that people on Facebook like are Walmart, Amazon, Target, Macy's, Kohl's. Very generic, very boring. They like NFL. They like, I don't know what For America is. That's the most popular political organization. They love Michael Jordan and LeBron. They go to Disney World. This is like your average Facebook person. These are all the websites they like. They play Call of Duty. Kevin Hart's their favorite comedian, and they play Candy Crush a lot. And you can see which pages are the most liked. So actually, it's interesting. Walmart, more people like Walmart than like Amazon.com, just in generic Facebook people. We can look at location, where the most densely populated places are. So we just order that. New York, LA, Chicago, Houston. Top countries, that's kind of an interesting one, but we're probably going to be focusing mostly on selling within the US. And top languages you can go through. Oh, okay, this is just bringing in the US. This tells you what the activities within Facebook are that people like, how many likes people give pages in a lifetime, how many comments they make. So the average Facebook user likes 8 posts a month and comments on 7. So I'm sure most of us are probably a lot more participative than the average Facebook user. And then it gives us some like average information about household income. So actually Facebook users tend to be a little bit more wealthy than most, than the whole of the US as a whole. And we'll get more into this as we go through. We've got a household size, actually a lot of single people, a lot of single adults on Facebook, and a lot of couples, less families. Home market value, so the average Facebook person there, I guess their house is between 100,000 and 500,000. Not so many in the 500,000 plus. And then you get their spending habits, using cards. They have gas cards or store cards, 74% of them. And a lot of them use, most people, 55% use primarily credit cards, 45% use cash. That's interesting. I would have thought not that many people were primarily using cash these days. And then we get purchases. So let's take a look at what people are spending on. If we order that, actually, we can see they spend most of their money on food and drink, then clothing, then subscription services, then health and beauty, then pets. That's actually a big chunk of money on pets. And kids' products are very low down. So it's kind of interesting, this, because I know on Amazon, big focus on toys. Everyone wants to sell toys. But we look at this, and actually toys are very low down in spending. This tends to paint a picture that says, hey, you should be selling groceries, you should be selling clothes. That's what people are spending their money on. And this subscription service, really, really interesting. I don't know if that just means digital subscriptions or like subscription boxes. I think it means any recurring payment. But subscription services is another interesting one. And I know a lot of bundlers were looking at doing subscription boxes. There's actually a website where you can put together subscription boxes to sell to people. So subscription boxes are things like Graze, Birchbox, Loot Crate, all of those kind of things for different demographics. So that's the basic information that Facebook can give you. Now, we've been looking at this for all the people on Facebook in the US. Now, we can actually get more interesting with this. We can start creating our own audiences. So we can do, like California. We can do just people in California. And then we can see how that changes. They spend, do they spend more money? What's the demographics? Oh, there's more Californian men on average on Facebook. And you can look at all the same demographics just by a particular state. And you can add several states to this. You can add Texas, and it'll keep updating the statistics it shows you. You can also go in and change gender. You can change to just show us women in these places. So let's get rid of Texas. So now we can see what women in California like. They like the lottery. They like the California lottery. They like Our Health California. They like Knott's Berry Farm. It changes quite a lot when you switch to just showing women in California. We can show older women. Let's maybe look at 35 to 50-year-olds. And you can see what they're into, how they spend, what they're doing. And look, the women older women in California, they like a lot more pages than the average American Facebooker. We can look at what kind of household they're living in. Like things really, really start changing when you put in these particular demographics. And this is great because if you're thinking of selling products for a particular event, or you want to target a particular demographic, and this is one of those things. Did you know you can get USPS to send out mail shots to people in certain areas? Oh, we're doing this again. People are drawing on my screen again. I didn't figure out how to not do this one on the last on the last treasure hunting on Saturday. So I had people drawing on my screen, and I'm sure you're all going to have fun doing that again now. But yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about different events that you can target people of different demographics. Okay, I know what I was talking about. Let me go back. USPS, you can send out mail shots to particular areas, which is really interesting because say you had a course, or you wanted to sell vacations, or you wanted to sell like cruises. You might want to target people in very affluent areas, and you can use USPS to just target certain zip codes. So I could target La Jolla and do something like that. I could go and do a mail shot just to people in La Jolla. And Facebook is kind of the same. You can set adverts to target people in very, very specific ranges. And I'm going to show you more of this because it gets better and better. You can really zoom in on very specific behaviors, stages of life, and so on with the people you want to market to. But also you can get these insights, and I guess that's why it's called audience insights, that you can learn about people in particular demographics. What is the average family in America into? And I love which one is it on? Is it on page likes? Like, I love this, that you can see which stores they shop at, where they go. Like, look at this, all these people who love Pachanga Casino. Like, you can get so much information. They shop at Fresh and Easy Neighborhood Market. All of this information, you can keep narrowing it down by gender, by family status, by location, and just find all this information about people. Wow, they go to ice cream parlors. And it's kind of interesting. You look at the authors. There's a lot of Hispanic authors there. There's so much information that you can kind of glean from seeing this. They shop at Ralph's. They shop at World Market. What does this tell us? Companies they like, Tiffany. Someone's put a big arrow to MAC Cosmetics. Oh, you guys, you're funny. I could spend a while looking through the help and figuring out how to stop you drawing on my screen. But it's artistic. We like the drawing. They wear Michael Kors and Nordstrom, and they go to Nordstrom. Like, this is great information. We can just keep going with this forever. But let's move on a bit and look at some of the other things we can find out about our audience. Interests. Now, this is where it starts getting really cool, that you can do, okay, let's look at food and drinks. I want to target people who are into cooking. Great. Let's find people who like recipes, because maybe you want to make a recipe kit or a recipe bundle on Amazon, and you're putting together a recipe bundle. You want to find people who like cooking. You want to find people who will buy that. And we can get rid of the age restrictions. We can say 18 to any, all genders. Let's find out about people who like recipes. What pages do they like? Okay, Foster Farms Best Foods. Let's scroll down a bit. Taste Made Los Angeles. And this is also good for figuring out where to advertise. Like, you can advertise on Facebook itself, but maybe also you might want to like blog on a particular website, or you might want to target adverts to a particular website. So you can kind of branch out of this and sell Google or make Google adverts as well. So it's like the more you know about your audience, the better. So let's look at people who like recipes. So it's 75% women. So we're always searching by, oh, we've got California. Let's get rid of California as well. So the only criteria we have at the moment is people who like recipes. So 80% of women 80% of people who like recipes are women, and 20% male. And we can look at their lifestyle. So let's take a look at this. We'll do it in order. So this is kind of funny. The top cluster, and this is why I started talking about clusters right at the beginning when we got started. Why I got you to do the questionnaire about clusters is because Facebook are using the same data. It comes from Personix, and they've created these clusters of people, and they give them cutesy names like apple pie families, solid single parents, and these clusters are based off particular demographics: age, house value, salary, and age of kids. So I kind of, I wanted to kind of give you the big picture of how these clusters are put together. And now you can see on Facebook, I see what you're doing there with the smiley faces. And you can see on Facebook how they're using them here. So we've looked at recipes. These are all the people who like recipes. And the most people who like recipes are apple pie families. What's an apple pie family? An upper middle class couple with school-age children. They are homeowners, they're often minivan drivers and avid radio listeners. So that's interesting. I mean, that could tell us we should be putting an advert on the radio or doing something like that. Or it could perhaps be telling us, let's have a look at also and solid single parents. So again, this is interesting because these are higher paid single parents, like affluent single parents. So what we're learning from these is that these two top clusters are kind of affluent, which means that you could price your recipe kits kind of higher. You could be looking at selling like not hamburger helper recipe kits. You could be looking at doing organic recipe kits and feel fairly comfortable that you could get those selling. Because if you look on Facebook, you're finding that a lot of people who like recipes and search for recipes are actually, they've got a lot of disposable income. And this is shown here, lavish lifestyles. Here's another one, ranked 5th in the country for wealth. So I think we're kind of learning a lot from this, that we can find out about our audience. So if you were going to make a recipe kit, this is great to look at. It tells you that you want to be targeting women, you want to be targeting affluent women. So I would be focusing on luxury recipe kits. So let's go out of recipes because I'm bored of recipes. But you can actually use these interests in a lot of ways. For example, I'll give you a clue. If I'm advertising for my own things, I'll tend to look for people who are interested in eBay, because I can set that as an interest. Oh, Cordelia's here. Hi, Cordelia. So lots of different types of interests that you can target. I don't know if advertising is an interest. I guess if you wanted to sell to marketers. Healthcare. Now, I wanted to show, I'm trying to remember where I got it from. I looked at occupations. How did I do that? Let me look through. I did work. Oh, wait, it's down here, I think. Oh, I've got it. Let me go back a minute because this is interesting. I told you guys it was kind of informal what we were doing. So we haven't got any interest set. We haven't got any particular demographic set. We're just doing men and women across the country, age 18 plus. If we scroll down a little bit, so I didn't show you all of this. You can get the average relationship status, education level, but also you can see what kind of jobs people are in. So management is a big one. Have I got this set to all people? I think I do. Okay, all genders. Okay, you can see management, sales, production, healthcare is a really big one. This kind of gives you an idea of what kind of products you could target to people based on their jobs. So I mean, I got thinking about this. I found a lot of people on Facebook were in healthcare and medical. When I searched earlier, I don't know which demographic I was using, but I found that most of the people on Facebook in that demographic were in healthcare and medical. And it got me thinking that if I was doing new products, I mean, one thing you could do is perhaps custom scrubs. You could do something like that. There's going to be a big audience for those. If 13% of the people on Facebook are in healthcare and medical, what's the betting that a large proportion of them, several hundreds of thousands of people, wear scrubs to work? So if you did custom scrubs, that could be a big niche right there. Also, you could do like clothes. You could do like t-shirts that say like, I'm a nurse, give me love, I'm a paramedic, I can sort like, or like little jokes. You remember like in the 80s when everyone used to have like bumper stickers about their jobs? What were the bumper stickers people used to have in the 80s? They used to have those crazy bumper stickers that said like, old fishermen don't die, they just smell that way. And you find like occupation bumper stickers. People still love that kind of thing. And if you know what kind of occupations people are in, you can really use that to create products, whether it's clothes, whether it's snacks, whether it's bundles, whether it's gifts. All of this can kind of inform what you want. Right, Nada's got it right there, doing t-shirts with slogans for a particular group. That's exactly what I'm talking about here, that you can look at occupations, see what people do, and use that to really inform what your market's going to be. And more than that, so if we find a job title, I don't know what a job title, if I start typing, nurses. Okay, so we can put nurses in here. Boom, Facebook gives us so much information. So we're just looking at nurses now on Facebook. 86% female. Big proportion of them come from apple pie families. So fairly well-to-do middle class to upper class families, lavish lifestyles, solid single parents. Relationship status, most nurses are married. So this kind of tells us for gifts, a lot of nurse gifts might come from their husbands. So this is great information for like Mother's Day, for Christmas. I mean, you could do for the nurse in my life, all of those kind of things. They've all got college degrees, obviously. I mean, that's great information right there. We've just looked for one job title. We can look for another job title. I don't know, let's do, does it have police officer? I don't know, military? Okay, military, that's another huge niche. So now we find 84% men in the military, 16% female, relationship status, again, mostly married or in a relationship. We've got the education level, and we can click through these and see more information. What pages, what activities do people in the military do? Wow, military luggage company is like the most liked small business. So suddenly we've learned that people in the military want to buy good luggage. Hey, there's a niche right there. We could create like backpacks, suitcases, and theme them, make military themed ones. Call them like, I don't know, sergeant's suitcase. I don't know, something better than that. You guys can do better than me. But you can really look through this and find out so much information about what a particular, what people in particular lines of work might be interested in, what they might want to do, what they might buy. Look at that, non-profit organization, Wounded Warrior Project. So if you were doing, I mean, like, for example, my coffee supports the Tech Bridge. The girls, it's like a charity for girls. If you were doing a product for the military, you might want to consider supporting a military charity with it, especially if you were doing a private label product. So that kind of gives you an idea there. They play video games, play Call of Duty and Battlefield. They like UFC and NFL. So that, again, interesting. Like, if there's this sort of military sports crossover. Favorite politicians: Mitt Romney, Sarah Palin. And then it also tells you their favorite pages on Facebook. So this is funny. The most liked page for the military here is "Awesome shit my drill sergeant said." So this gives you another idea here that you could create a page with like funny gags that appeal to military people, and sell your product on there. Or alternatively, Cordelia, you totally read my mind. That was just what I was about to say. You could go to these websites and get a feel for what makes them laugh. You can go and find their jokes, find quotes, find what inspires people in the demographic you are looking at. So you can just find so much information. And you can go, I mean, we've looked at 2 job titles here. We looked at nurse and military. And just found a bunch of information just based off that. So you can do financial income. I mean, let's find out what rich people like. Let's look at people who are earning 300,000 to 500,000. Who are those people? If they've got money to spend, what are they into? Okay, they're mostly women, at least on Facebook. I'm guessing that maybe, I don't know, are the men on, I was going to say something sexist. I'm going to stop there. Mostly that lifestyle are skyboxers and suburbans. So what's skyboxers and suburbans? One of the best educated of all the clusters. They shop at upscale stores, spend time feathering their nest and taking regular fitness programs. So they have a lot of money. So here you go. If you want to find someone with a lot of money to spend, fitness is a big, big niche. So you could sell sort of upmarket yoga mats, fitness programs, weights. The next demographic down, Summit Estates. They like luxury travel, entertainment, consumption of every kind. The established elite have no school-age children at home, disposable incomes, and they pursue luxuries and activities. So I'm seeing a lot of travel. I'm seeing a lot of like fitness, like sports. I'm guessing if we look down at their likes, if we scroll across to page likes, so this is things rich people like. They travel, they like Southwest Airlines, Walt Disney World, they watch The Tonight Show, they're into Dave Ramsey. That's kind of interesting, actually. Rich people into Dave Ramsey. Tough Mudder, a lot of them are running around doing Tough Mudder. Probably, I guess that's a fun thing to do. George Takei. Someone crossed out Obama. Wow, haters gonna hate. They're into Gerber foods. They shop at Nordstrom, shop at Victoria's Secret, Sephora. They play Words with Friends. So they're not playing Candy Crush, they're playing Words with Friends. So I don't know, maybe Scrabble, if these are highly educated, wealthy people, maybe they're looking at doing a lot of Scrabble. Whoever crossed out Obama, you may be right. Rich people are into being conservative and conservative daily. And TED Talks, that's another thing. So there's a lot of inspirational stuff going on. Joel Osteen, again, lots of inspirational, like aspirational things. And this is what rich people like. Amazon.com. Yay! Rich people are all on Amazon.com buying lots of stuff from us. And then Mitt Romney, who lives in La Jolla. So if I did my mail shot as talked about to La Jolla, I could have like sent my mail to Mitt Romney and sold him some amazing new fitness scheme that I've just thought up. Great idea. Target. So rich people shop at Target too. NPR, George Takei, The Office. And you're just really, it's called Audience Insights, and that's really what you're getting. You're getting insights into what different types of people like. Oh, that's interesting. I guess I'm in California. Am I set in California? Maybe I did. But oh no, it's got more than California. But San Francisco, Boston, Salt Lake City, popular cities for rich people. So this all gives us ideas of how to target products that we want to sell. Another thing I'm going to click on quickly here life events. I think this is a really, really important thing. When you're putting together your own products, you're putting together bundles, I think life events becomes a very big niche because people are always buying things for life events. I shared one in bundles yesterday. I shared a thread all about hospital bags and what people who are going into hospital to have a baby might pack in their hospital bag. And there's actually not that many gift kits or gift sets available for women who are going into hospital to have a baby. It was kind of interesting because there's a website for midwives where midwives can put together a custom kit for their clients, and their clients buy it. I know that feeling, Cordelia, vodka. So you could choose different types of hospital bag. You could pack different types of hospital bag for different types of moms who have different priorities or into different things. A mom planning a water birth might want very different things from a mom planning a hypnobirth, planning a C-section, or whatever different types. Someone said scuba mask. I was laughing. I thought that was so funny. You want to go into hospital and have a water birth, you take your scuba mask. So that's kind of a bundle idea, that you could create bundles for particular life events. This gives you a few more ideas. People moving away, people in a long distance relationship, really, is that a life event? Let's find the demographics on that. It's kind of half and half. It tends to be, apple pie families again. I think Facebook is just full of apple pie families. They seem to be like the top cluster on everything. Wait, relationship status is married, but these are in long distance relationships. I guess now it makes sense. So I guess military is kind of a high rank on long distance relationships. I guess that kind of makes sense. And you can see let's go through likes. So what are people who are in long distance relationships into? They eat a lot of Subway. That's good to know. They're into religious organizations, Jesus Daily, Our Mother of Perpetual Help, very eclectic websites, writers. They watch a lot of Netflix, digital Bible. So very religious bent to this. Country music, that's what they do. They all sit around being sad and lonely at home, listening to country music. Things you do when you're in a long distance relationship. So, okay, I think I've gone through most of this. I didn't do behaviors. That's the other interesting one on this is, if you look at behaviors, and this is really crucial actually, if you have something to sell on Facebook, behaviors is such a good one to look at because you can see exactly how people spend their money. People who have a lot of credit, whether they're into radio or television, purchase behavior. So now if I was putting together a course, I might want to look at this of like what people are spending money on. Are they spending on education? Let me look through this. Purchase types. You can target people on Facebook. And so I'm going to do more on Facebook marketing. This has just really been about being inspired by audience insights. This particular Zoom has just really been about looking at audience insights, getting a feel for what you can see on here, how it can inspire you, what you can learn from this. Facebook marketing is a little bit more complex than this and a little bit more, you grow it out of this. And I will talk more about Facebook marketing. I'm going to have a lot more on this coming soon. But if you are creating Facebook marketing and you're trying to sell a particular thing on Facebook, I would look at behaviors as well, because I think this is a really awesome way to target people. If you want to sell something on Facebook, you can target people who buy that thing. Shoes. If you're selling shoes on Amazon, you can find Facebook buyers who buy shoes on a regular basis, and you can make an advert just targeted to people that spend a lot of money on shoes. Whoa. This is why I think Facebook is becoming a really amazing way to advertise to people. You can reach very, very specific people. Now, imagine if you're selling shoes on both Amazon and your own website. You can use Facebook just to get people to your website, buy shoes from there, and just target shoe buyers. And you can go on with this. You can do purchase types, beauty accessories, books. I mean, if you have a bookstore, you can target people on Facebook who buy a lot of books, men's clothes, senior products. So if you made like a gift for older people, or you made like a health bundle for older people, you can market it on Facebook. And what's even better, you can select people who are into several different things. So if you did senior products and shoes, you could create an advert for people who like both senior products and shoes, who are buying shoes for old people. Wow, that gives you a very tight niche if you are selling a particular product. It's all about finding niches and putting those niches together to sell your product like that. Okay, I think I'm done. I think that was about, I've done almost an hour. I hope that was useful. I hope it was interesting. Has anyone got any questions before I log off and go? I know I kind of rushed through it a little bit. Let me stop the share there and bring myself back. I hope there was some good information in this. I know it was a little bit all over the place. It was meant to be kind of informal. I only decided an hour ago or an hour and a half ago. I thought, I just want to talk about this. I'm having fun with this. I want to talk about it. And I hope there's something useful if you're thinking about planning products to sell. Okay. Thank you for joining me on a Monday afternoon. If you're not in Blue Sky, please consider joining Blue Sky, my Facebook group. It's all about coming up with your own products, marketing them. Here's that link again for the PDF file that has all the demographic clusters in. I think it's an awesome thing to browse through and just get inspiration, get ideas. If you've been struggling with coming up with bundles, if you've been struggling coming up with your own products, definitely have a look through that, skim through it. Go have a look through Audience Insights. Take your time, just play with it and see what you can come up with it, because there's so much information. It's such a great way to just browse data and find out about people. Cool. All right, well, have a great afternoon, everyone. It's been lots of fun. Thank you for joining me. I will put the archive of this up on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.